Turner Community, this last summer, a group of community members, board members, staff, and parents got together to rewrite our 5-year strategic plan. This plan is designed to analyze data and prioritize the things that we want to focus on in our district long term. After reviewing the data, the group came up with 5 goals: student achievement, employee support, positive learning and work environment, community connection, and operations. Each of these goals is led by a different Turner staff member. And in these videos, you're going to see those staff members talk with you about the updates that have occurred over the course of a quarter. We hope that you watch these videos. We think that they'll give you a quick and hopefully informative way to learn about what's going on in our district and what we're working toward long term. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you. Thank you.
We have a lot going on in secondary student achievement this year. We started off with some literacy training. With our literacy training, we have done some dyslexia training that really scooped up the special education staff, our school psychs, and our English language arts teachers, and they did that before school started. Before school started, the high school also introduced a sustained silent reading program. The librarian at the high school has spent some time doing book talks and is now doing a book pickup, so we're making sure those books get in the hands of the students. Avid is taking a strong direction this year with Wicker School Ride, so that writing, inquiry, collaboration, organization, and reading. The high school and the middle school did their sight team goals before school started. The sight teams came together both remotely and in person and developed those goals. There was also 3 different professional development offerings at the beginning of the school year. One focused on refreshing things that happened last year with Wicker, focused note-taking, and higher order thinking. And then they spent some time looking at using their why to inspire achievement, to get re-energized for the school year, and to look at collaborative study groups so that they could really use the cohorts to the main capabilities that they would be able to. A foundation grant was awarded to host a DEI training for staff through Teaching Tolerance, and then course TLTs continue to meet and review and align curriculum and practice. And a lot of that is happening on teams. It started at the beginning of the year with reviewing essential standards and mastery grading, Schoology framework and expectations, and building the professional community inside the courses for the different students so that they all had that great achievement.
During first quarter, the Student Achievement Committee at the elementary level has been focusing on our district literacy plan, with most all of our professional development centered on literacy activities for teachers and students. Throughout the beginning of the school year, we trained all elementary teachers pre-K through 5th grade in Faunus and Pinnell classroom. Trainings included implementation of interactive read-alouds, shared reading, and our new phonics and word study program. This is our new curriculum resource that's being implemented into all classrooms this year. In addition, we've also done Heggerty phonemic awareness training with all of our reading teachers, special education and kindergarten and 1st grade teachers. Heggerty phonemic awareness is a 10-minute daily program for all students focusing on early literacy and phonemic awareness skills at the early levels. We are starting round 2 of running record training using Tanya, who is our coach that's worked with us the last 2 to 3 years here in the district. She's working with all grade level teams through TLT to discuss how to give a running record and how teachers can analyze those running records to inform instruction for students. Our last focus for first quarter has been a new phonics intervention program called 95%. We held 2 after-school trainings where teachers were trained in a phonics screener and then the actual phonics intervention itself. This will be implemented primarily with 2nd and 3rd grade students that have been identified as reading below level and have phonemic awareness gaps.
The Community Connection Committee is really proud of the progress we've made so far in this first quarter.
This year, our committee is thinking through how we can communicate with our families in a way that is both engaging and easily accessible. We have collaborated with several different buildings as well as departments in the district to create videos for our families that share important information that they need to know. So far, these videos have received really great engagement. We continue to utilize our other communication avenues such as social media, our school newsletters, and Turner Today. Although there are fewer in-person events in the community this year, our district had great turnout at Spooktacular, which was hosted by Turner Rec. Quarter 1 site councils were a success. Our buildings have diversified the membership of their site councils to include not only our staff members and parents, but also local business owners as well as people involved in local organizations. We added new organizations and businesses to our district partnerships this quarter. Those include the Latinx Education Collaborative, the Jewish Community Relations Bureau, as well as Workforce Partnership, which did a presentation for our secondary counselors and administrators about the labor market here in Wyandotte County. And lastly, this quarter, our early literacy coordinator was able to connect with several of our local daycares, as well as organize and facilitate events for our families with younger kiddos who are not yet in our schools. In addition to the in-person activities, she has also begun several programs where families are mailed stories and activities to go along with them to do at home. These programs have had a great success, and we hope that they can serve as an example to other departments and buildings of how we can engage our families who aren't able to make it to our traditional in-person events.
Our goal is to build a climate and culture where students, staff, and community are valued, supported, and challenged in a safe learning environment. The starting of this year has been challenging for our students, our staff, and our community. The district has provided staff with protective equipment to help them adjust to the new normal. Procedures are in place to address student and staff safety. With all the challenges, we as a district have also seen remarkable things happening in our classrooms. Our students are excited about being back at school. It is not what they're used to, but it is a chance to be among their friends and their teachers. Due to COVID, we have smaller classrooms, which has allowed teachers the opportunity to get to know their students better. By getting to know students and spend quality time with them, they have had fewer behavior problems. At this time last year, we had 15 due process hearings. We are now at 0. Just that building relationships has made an impact on all of our students. The first strategy is to have a district that's supportive of all students, teachers, and community members. The administrative team had their first training this month on inclusion. Before the meeting, we were asked to do exercises to help us look at our own personal biases. It's amazing what our own personal biases we are not used to. The second strategy is to create a school district that recognizes and supports students' social and emotional wellness. The Turner School District Mental Health Team is meeting this month to create a data tracking system for social, emotional needs and services provided. We need to be able to evaluate where and what our highest needs are and how we can meet those needs. Our second action step was to establish partnerships with outside agencies to assist with the needs of our students. We have worked with PACES and the WCDDO to have a direct referral process for our families. We're continuing to expand our trauma-sensitive schools approach by having training from PACES for our social workers and counselors. Our mental health team meets monthly to evaluate and discuss the various mental health needs across the district. They have also maintained our SOS, Signs of Suicide, training this year. Social workers and counselors are making home visits to check on students and providing students with basic supplies needed at home. Action step 5 is to communicate resources to families for social emotional support. Community resources are shared on the school social media site as well as included in building newsletters. Our goal area continues to address the needs of our students and our staff and our community through their social emotional needs.
This year, our overall reaching goal is to make sure that we recruit, retain, and hire diverse professional workforce. The first goal talks about making sure that we're recruiting the diverse workforce. So we looked into the demographics for our students, the demographics for our community, and the demographics for our staff. And what we would like to see, what we're trying to compare, is to make sure that our community and our staff demographics are similar to our student demographics. And that's where we are working as a committee to try to balance that out, or at least recognize and bring that as an awareness to those of us that are recruiting. And then the other thing that we're doing is we have been researching and communicating with universities and colleges that have a like demographic. And that's been exciting for us. In the email that we send to our future, hopefully, the candidates that we're going to be interviewing, is the new clip for the welcome video. And we also tell a little bit about our district and the demographics in our district. So our second action is a positive professional learning culture. We have a really strong, robust mentor program for our certified, and we're continuing that. But we are adding a buddy to all of our classified staff. So that's another thing we did first quarter. Last year we had #Bestie, so we're recognizing our staff too, the great things that they're doing, classified and certified. And we've been working with Lauren to make sure that we're able to push that out community-wide, get that on social media, get it on emails, and we made a new acronym to match Stronger Together. So each year it's gonna have a different name, but it's gonna be the same system, the same structure as what they started with the Bestie Award. And we're also going to make sure that we are developing PD for certified and classified staff that's job embedded and also relates to what they're doing in their jobs.
Operations have been very busy during the first quarter, and probably our biggest and most notable accomplishment is the District Activity Complex. We finished that up just as the beginning of the fiscal year started, and we've been finishing some small minor details throughout the first part of the school year. We're also very pleased with the progress at the middle school, as we've got all of the steel erected, most of the concrete done, and we're beginning to work on the inside, getting the building dried in and ready for work this winter. Other items that we have accomplished through our facilities program are the replacement of water fountains with bottle fillers, and some major projects for next year, getting approval to replace roofs on buildings, and also purchasing some air quality testing equipment so that we can make sure that our indoor air quality is as good as possible. In technology, we began to replace our projectors with new 5,000 lumen projectors that have a bulb life of over 20,000 hours. And lastly, transportation, we've implemented the use of the Traversa software. That allows us to do two things. One, it allows parents to track their students' bus route. It has also allowed us to implement a pilot program at Junction Elementary that allows students to check in and out on a bus and parents to be able to see where their student got onto the bus and got off of the bus.
Turner community, we appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and learn about some of the things happening in our district. We hope you'll tune in again next quarter when we provide updates. Thank you and be safe.